What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Risen Esports Champions League match. We are now in week 5, and tonight we have the privilege of showing you guys Hooked Esports versus JOF Fury.
Yep, and we're going to be your casters for tonight. It's going to be me, Cats. Alongside me, I've got the lovely Frez. Woo, yeah, forgot about your name for a second. First time casting with you, buddy. But we're going to get into this pick and ban phase. We got the Ivern band going to be coming out from Hooked, and it's going to be Rengar on this side of Joseph Fury. Braum going to be taken away here as well. We've seen a little bit of a meta shift up in these last few patches with the bit of changes to the ADCs and to the jungle role. You see a little bit more bruisers down the bottom lane. How are we feeling about that? You think they're going to get drafted this game?
I do think there is the chance of seeing some bruisers, such as Aurelia or Yasuo or even Darius I saw today, as well as Camille. So, yep, there's that Camille ban right there. It's kind of weird to think about how some of these standard bruiser top laners like Darius and Camille and Aurelia they're not usually played in other lanes, but now they're considered flex picks towards the bot lane, and usually the bot lane is the one role that doesn't get any flex picks whatsoever. So. Seeing that we already see the Lucian ban take place, Lucian is probably one of the still very few very viable marksman picks right now. So I'm definitely not surprised to see the Lucian ban. I'm a little bit surprised to see the Rengar and the Nidalee, and as well as the Ivern as well, considering that they've fallen out of the meta a bit. But maybe they're looking for those target bans because maybe Gadwall on Hooked Esports is pretty good assassin jungler player.
All right, and you do have to remember here though, Ezreal did not receive really too heavy of nerfs, and he may have even gotten a slight buff with the Blade of the Rune King, a little bit cheaper with the indirect kind of a buff there. But there's the Gravehover from Joe of Fury. Vladimir is going to get locked in for the first pick for Hooked Esports as well here.
Yep, absolutely. I'm not surprised to see Graves picked whatsoever. He's definitely tier 1 or S tier junglers at the moment. Even though he got a little bit of a nerf towards his E, I definitely think it was not enough to take him out of the meta, and another Aurelia pick right there. So what do you think? Do you think we're going to see Aurelia top or Aurelia ADC this game?
It's going to be interesting to see what we're going to have. You know, you really don't know until we get through the final picks of this span. You know, you're going to leave this up as, whoa. Wow, that's not something I expected. The Xayah Rakan coming out. Xayah being very, very weak right now because it takes so long to get her crit items. But of course, you still have that kind of power lane of the Xayah Rakan being so strong in lane and being so dominant. If they can snowball, I feel like the Xayah Rakan for Hooked Esports could still get that ball rolling.
Yep, absolutely. I totally agree with you, Kat. Xayah is definitely falling out of the meta right now, but maybe the synergy between Xayah and Rakan will be enough to get her through that laning phase and be able to bring her to late game. Because looking at Hooked Esports right now, I'm not seeing much early game right now. I'm seeing a very passive mid or top from Vladimir because we are not quite sure what lane that's going to be in. Because usually Vladimir doesn't have that much kill potential until level 6. And with Xayah losing like a lot of scaling power with her crit items because she's buying them so much later, and plus Essence Reaver is a completely different item. It doesn't even offer crit anymore, and that was a really good item for Xayah before. So it's going to be interesting to see if Hooked Esports is going to be able to play off their bot lane this game.
Yeah, and actually now that you mentioned that Essence Reaver as well, it's really interesting to think about what this Xayah is going to itemize this game. When we saw Xayah get first released, we saw some people kind of going a Blade of the Rune King into a Runaan's Hurricane build every now and then, and I'm interested to see if this is what Xayah wants to bring out. It'll be interesting. I don't know. I'm excited for it. But taking a look at these final few bans, Hooked Esports is on their last. They've got that Morgana taken away. The Kha'Zix from Joseph Fury as well. Poppy going to get locked in for that final ban. And we're back to Hooked.
Yep, absolutely. And there's that Ezreal ban you were talking about right there. You mentioned how he didn't really receive many nerfs, considering that Blade of the Rune King was one of his core items, and the fact that it got actually buffed because it's significantly cheaper. So it looks like that Hooked Esports, despite the meta right now, they're not confident enough to leave up any standard ADCs right now. We're starting to see a brand hover from Joe Fury here. I would believe that would be a brand support, considering we've seen Cassiopeia locked in already.
That could be a brand support, or it could be brand in that kind of AP carry position. We've seen this resurge a little bit. He has the damage, and he has kind of the lane presence to bully that Zyra Rakan out of the lane. And especially with Zyra Rakan, if Rakan E's right back to him, he's got that Pyroclasm right on top of him, that's double the damage going down onto both Xayah and Rakan. But of course, Brand does have that potential of still being the support or flexed, between that mid spot. Maybe Cassio support. This meta's wild.
Yeah, exactly. With this meta right now, we don't know what to expect, but I did not know that Brand was an AP carry in high elo right now, but I'm glad you mentioned it because looking at Joe Fury's team right now, they don't really have a tank. Aurelia can get somewhat tanky, but she's more of a bruiser rather than a tank. So we see the Malphite pick on Hooked Esports, but a Master Yi pick. I thought this was Champions League.
It sure as hell isn't looking like it, but maybe it is at the same time because everybody's adjusting to this new meta. And this Master Yi's getting locked in. We've seen him a lot with the new Essence Reaver is insane on Yi. It's just nuts at this point. You rush the Essence Reaver, maybe you go into his Rage Blade, and you can just build straight tank. And you will blow up their carries, and there's not much they can do.
Mm-hmm. And what do you know? You're absolutely right. We got a Brand AP carry. We saw at the beginning of Season 7 last season that we saw a lot of Ziggs AP carry because ADCs were pretty weak back then, aside from Ashe and Varus, more of those utility supports. But Brand support, I must say, this is a first for me. I've never seen anything like it.
Yep, that's going to be Brand in that marksman position. I guess it's not a marksman position no longer. We've in rest of the roles, kind of been always flexed between one or the other. But this time around, it's ADCs getting a mix up.
I think ADC no longer fits the role now because they're not really AD carries anymore.
Yeah, not attack damage.
Carry. So I guess we call it bot lane carries. Is that what we call it? BLCs?
BLCs. I think I saw Aframu tweet if you play a mage in the bottom lane, you're called a wizard. I think that's what he said.
Really? You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard. We are just getting back into the Champions League. We'll be getting into this game just momentarily between Hooked Esports and JOF Fury.
Are we good right here? Or...
And, we're just getting back into this Champions Select still, just waiting through the delay. Let's talk a little bit about the matchups. Taking a look, of course, first at that top lane matchup. Looks like it's going to be the Aurelia into the Malphite. How are we feeling about this one?
Aurelia into the Malphite. Well, I've seen a lot of this matchup lately in solo queue because in the top lane right now, we're not really seeing that many AP picks up there. Rumble not really a meta, Swain not really being seen played in the top lane right now. So Malphite is kind of risen out of the dark a little bit, and we're starting to see a lot of play from him. So based on what I have seen in my solo queue games, there's definitely it's been a toss up because I've seen a little bit of an AP starting Malphite that's even rushing like Rod of Ages into full tank, but then I've also seen that standard I'm just gonna rush tab wise, go full AD, just do my job, just be a tank. Which I kind of expect to see from Hooked Esports here, considering that Rakan and Master Yi are not really that tanky, considering that that's their other tank slots in their team. Looking at that matchup right now, since Master Yi is also going to be farming a lot in the early game, I would imagine that there's not going to be that many ganks from Hooked Esports. So that also means that he's not going to be getting that much kill potential in that early either, unless he somehow manages to get a solo kill. So I would imagine that Malphite is going to just kind of be a resident sleeper lane against Aurelia. We're not going to see too much action there.
I completely agree. The Malphite's just going to get way too tanky. Aurelia is not going to be able to do anything, but it's going to be all about the team fight pressure for these two top laners, Clannon and 056056. That's going to be 2 times. But let's move over to this jungle matchup. We've got the Yi versus Graves. Kind of an interesting matchup, but also one we are starting to see a lot more often with the resurgence of Yi as well as Graves coming back into the meta. I feel like this can go either way really hard, like really snowbally, like roll that bowling ball straight down the hill.
Yes. Now, looking at them early, I would say Graves has the upper hand, like maybe levels 2 and 3-ish. But the thing is, if Master Yi is able to get those Scuttle Crabs from Graves, or even somehow get a kill in a Scuttle Crab fight or an early gank, that Master Yi is going to snowball. He's going to completely snowball this game. Joe Fury has some CC to deal with him, but in those jungle fights, Graves does not have any hard CC to keep that Yi there. So If it's even like 0-0 and just farms equal, I definitely think Graves has the upper hand. But if Master Yi gets ahead in the slightest bit, he's gonna take over.
Yep, and Master Yi, of course, always has that chance to just completely take over a game and just basically be unstoppable. And of course, with that combo of the Rakan, the Malphite, kind of just to get on top of him, even Xayah with a little bit of CC herself, she's able to land that Featherstorm, followed up with that Root, or Blade Caller, rather, is the name of that. It'd be pretty brutal. But let's move on to this mid lane matchup. We've got a Vladimir into Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia, we haven't seen too much recently, but Doxa is going to be picking it up here. And this matchup is honestly kind of just a farm lane.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Cassiopeia this season. Not so much this patch or the patch before, but patch like 8.9, 8.10, all those patches. I played a lot of Cassiopeia in the mid lane in my client, and personally, based on my experience, I've gone against this matchup a couple times against Vladimir, and really, it's the thing is, it can go either way. If Vladimir is able to trade effectively by not getting hit by Cassiopeia's Qs, then Vladimir completely wins this lane. But if Cassiopeia lands one Q on Vlad, she needs to take advantage of that situation and get those empowered E's on Vladimir, chunk him down completely. And you got to go for those big trades, because if you just go for an E here or an auto attack there, it's not going to do anything to Vlad because he just has so much sustain.
Yeah, Vladimir, of course, so much sustain, but maybe opting for an early Merlin on Makan to kind of reduce that healing. But of course, the matchup we all want to see, the Xayah Rakan versus the Brand Leona. This is going to be interesting.
Well, looking at the past, if you take Brand out of the equation, you take Xayah out of the equation, just looking at Rakan and Leona, I've seen Leona do fairly well into Rakan, just because if Rakan gets onto Leona, he kind of doesn't really have a way out aside from his E, just because Leona has so much CCs. First, she's just going to get that Q, stun him instantly, and if she chains her CC properly, get another additional 1.52 seconds on her E, and normally that would give her ADC enough time to completely melt the Rakan before he can even E away, especially if Leona takes Ignite. And looking at champ select, that is the case. Leona is taking Ignite. But Brand also does not have heal. That's another thing I've noticed. So looking at Leona Brand, they don't really have that much sustain compared to Xayah Rakan. Rakan already has that built-in heal with his Q, gonna give Xayah a whole bunch of sustain there. And worst case, Xayah also has heal. But Rakan has to be really, really careful when going in, because if Leona is able to stun the Rakan, not only does she get 2 CC procs on him, if that gives Brand enough time to land a beautiful EQ and then a W on top of that. And then with the Brand passive after that, that's probably going to be enough to kill that Rakan. So they really, really got to be careful. And especially since Xayah doesn't have those crit items as early as she normally does, they really just got to play this lane to farm.
Yeah, and you have to remember, it's the afternoon on Brand actually is opted to bring Exhaust. So that's Exhaust Ignite down in the bottom lane. That's going to be next to no kill pressure onto Brand if he's able to dodge out of Rakan's abilities. Xayah is not going to have this damage to get right on top of him.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly. And the amount of harass that Brand normally would have on a support role, let alone a full AP carry role, just is usually enough to bully Xayah out of the lane completely. So the fact that they got a Leona walking around in the lane, all Leona has to do is just step up. If she steps up, and that's going to completely force Xayah away from the farm, and they might not only be able to deny her farm, but if Leona and Brand play it properly, they might even be able to zone her out of XP range as well.
Yep, there's a lot that can happen in this game as we do load on in. It's going to be Hooked Esports versus JOF here, game number 1 in our best of 3 series here. Looking at both these team comps, who are you going to give it to?
Oh boy, you gotta ask me that question.
I'm gonna hit you with it. Just game 1, not the series. Just game 1.
Jeez, man, today I have seen so many compositions like this. It can really go either way. But looking at the synergy of the entire team, I definitely think that Joe Fury has a lot more hypercarry potential. Even though they don't really have a marksman, I do think that they should be able to pull this off, just because Graves has the early edge on Master Yi. Brand Leona should have the edge over Xayah and Rakan. So I'd really like to see what happens in the mid lane right here, because we shouldn't really see too much in the top lane, but this mid lane could be what decides this game.
Yep, and we are into this match. Let's take a look at both these teams. On the side of Hooked Esports, we've got Clannon on that Malphite in the top lane, Daniel on the Yi in the jungle, Camille bot in that Vladimir in the middle spot, and Peck. I'm just gonna call him Peck. Pectus and Phoenix main.
Peckwads.
Peckwads. There we go, Peckwads. On the Zyricon bottom lane.
I'm not surprised to see an early invader right now at all. When you got a Leona and you got a Brand, Cassie, you just have so much level 1 damage right there. I'm not surprised to see that at all, but gonna see Vladimir a little bit far up there.
Yeah, Vladimir might be caught out of position here. Rebellia is coming around, going to get spotted out by that ward, though. But before they were rudely interrupting us, let's get back into giving JOF Fury their introduction. We got 056, 056. That's going to be twice on the Aurelia top lane. James Cantor in the jungle on Graves. Doxa on that Cassiopeia in the mid lane. And then it's the afternoon and Boo Busters on that Bran and Leona in the bottom lane.
Now that I see who actually did lock in the Brand, I'm not surprised at all. I've seen a lot of Afternoon. I played with him a lot back when he was in Platinum. He's definitely known for these little picks. That's why I asked him in before the champs like started. I asked, are we gonna have the privilege of seeing your Triforce Alistar today? He's really known for those picks.
Triforce Alistar. That's definitely a new one. But I wouldn't have been surprised. The way this meta is just shifting and, turning out to be right now, and what are we, patch 8.11? It's unexpected, to say the least.
Yep, I absolutely agree with you. And what do you know, we're already starting to see Cassiopeia start to get that harassed on Vladimir, but level 1, she doesn't really have that much to do, because especially since she's starting E, she's really just got to use that for last hitting that first wave. Try to get the first minion in the second wave to get that level 2 first, and then that's not the case. Vladimir still hit level 2 first, so that kill potential that she could have had at that level 2 power spike is now gone.
See, aggressive down in the top lane, 0256 is going to be going deep on a Claymore. Down here in the bottom lane, though, Camille bot is not in a good spot. Flash is available. He's going to try and flash away, survive for now. Daniel is not in a good spot now. Going to have to flash as well. That's going to be the flash and goes for Camille bot and flash from Daniel. Nothing blown from the side of JOF Fury, though. Really good for them.
This is exactly what I was talking about in Champ Select. I had a feeling this is going to happen where Yi and Graves come across the Scuttle Crab in those fights. And something that I'm really interested to know, I think both of them are trying to play some mind games with each other because they don't really have early kill potential, but hang on a second.
Actually, not going to connect with the Grand Entrance there. Going deep on a Peckwads. Exhaust is going to go down on Phoenix Main. So is the Ignite. So is the Stun. Playing really greedy with his flash there. Phoenix Main is going down for first blood. And we missed a solo kill in the middle lane.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. We got Korea here just completely annihilating Camille bot in the mid lane. But as I was trying to say before that fight happened, what I was trying to talk about in Champ Select was the fact that we're definitely going to see those early scuttle fights. But hang on a second, it doesn't look like the fighting's done.
Yeah, fighting is not done. He's going to try and smite it, get a little bit of HP regen, but Doxa is on the way up, going right back on in, doing a little bit extra damage. Common is arrived. Going to throw out that slow. Not going to be too much else. Or is there? There's a ward. Q is almost up, not going to connect with the stun. But he is going to connect. Oh, nice flash. Going to secure that kill. The ground's going to be there as well. It cannot flash away for now. Going to get that flash in. Clement is just barely going to survive. But that's going to be 3 kills to 0 now for Hooked to Fury. JOF Fury. Sorry.
Boy, we are starting to see a little bit of a snowball happen. But anyways, I'm going to try this one more time. 3rd time's a charm. So, what I was trying to say about these Scuttle Crab fights. I think we started to see a little bit of mind games going on with Master E and the Graves here. Because normally we would see them go buff to buff, and then maybe that for that top Scuttle Crab. But Master E opted to go for the chickens level 2 right after that red buff, which is really interesting because normally Master E is not the best, especially most jungles in general are not the best at taking chickens, and even Graves on the ground just because they take you down so low. So normally you would just go blue buff into red buff for Graves here, and then to the top Scuttle Crab. And then if you're Master E, you're going from red buff to blue buff to that top Scuttle Crab. But it looks like both of them are trying to cheese their way out of that and go for that bot river Scuttle Crab.
Happen. We've got a quick little pause here. I think Camille bot accidentally DC'd. Internet may have went out or something. We do have some technical difficulties, but that gives us some more time to talk about this map. And you're not going to get interrupted this time. We're in a pause.
Yes, now we can finally catch up there. I kind of just want to bring us back to that bot fight that just happened there. We saw Phoenix Main on Archon going really deep, but he didn't have the vision there. He went for that Q on the Leona, but then all of a sudden went for the W on its afternoon and completely whiffed on it. And since he was level 2, he didn't even have his E to get back out there. And that's exactly what I was talking about in Champ Select. In this lane specifically, when you don't have that way out, in this case, the E, you got to be really, really careful going in because we see the exhaust on its afternoon, we see the ignite on the Ona, we see all their CC. Even if Graves wasn't there, I'm pretty sure he would have just died anyways.
Yeah, there was all of that, and he goes in, he instantly gets exhausted, and actually plays really, really greedy with his flash. Did have that flash up the entire time, and just dies for it. It's 0-3 right now. You look at the gold lead; it's gonna be about 1.4k gold in favor of the red side. Joe Fury, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. We see Vladimir has reconnected into the game, but maybe he's not quite in yet. So we're just gonna wait a minute here to make sure that everything's good before we resume this game. So, what are your first thoughts on this game, Kat, so far? What do you think's happening here?
Well, this can't say I didn't expect anything like this. Honestly, we kind of have these off-meta picks coming around, and it's including this early game fighting, which is such a style I love to watch and love to cast. There's so much more happening in the early game, more vision control, more fights, more brawling coming out of both of these sides, and that's affected by that scuttle crab change. It allows players to collapse onto that scuttle crab, and you have these early bruisers getting picked, not early bruisers, early fighters getting picked here on the jungle, such as this Graves, that is going to be very, very strong in these early fights and allow them to get this lead. And of course, like we say, they're getting the lead.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And you know what? I kind of like how Graves went for that bot scuttle crab, because if we look at the two lanes in the bot lane, level 1 and level 2, it's the afternoon has a lot more push potential in that lane than Pigquads does on Xayah. So going for that bot scuttle crab, that would have allowed for a worst case scenario that its afternoon boot busters would definitely be more inclined to roam up the river and then perhaps get that kill there. And they didn't even have to come up. We just saw Cassiopeia and Vladimir run down the river and then ended up getting scuttle crab that way.
And just farming back and forth here in this bottom lane. Not too much action going to be happening just yet. 526 going to connect with that stun. Nothing too special. And this top lane, of course, I actually think if 0526 is able to get maybe one kill more, or just continue to let that wave collapse in, he has the Sheen completed. He could get really, really big. No flash available for Malphite. They're looking for a gank. That's going to be the red buff going down, doing a lot of extra tick damage. The slow is going to be there as well. 0526 is going to try and chase him down. Clannon does not have that flash. Got to remember that. He's going to go in forward. One more auto attack. 0526 going in for the assist. And Jim Cantor going to pick up the kill with the red buff.
Clannon is definitely in a lot of trouble now on Malphite. All it takes in the top lane these days is one early kill, and then they're instantly be able to turn that into a snowballing lead. So we see 056 already starting to freeze that wave in the top lane right now, and she's just denying Malphite so much farm, forcing him to TP back to lane just so he doesn't miss XP.
Yeah, but all this CS is just going to get missed, and 0526 is in such a demanding lead right now. And Doxa is going in deep. There's the Petrifying Gaze. Camillebot's going in, but he's not going to be able to survive just yet. Phoenix Main might be caught out here. Actually, no, I take it back. It's the Afternoon's the one that's caught. He is going to go down, but actually so is Rakan. Boo Busters is on the run. Going to be able to survive, but getting a 1-for-1 down on the bottom lane is really good, wasting some of that Yee's time.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And we just saw basically fights happening on all parts of the map right now. We didn't even get to see what happened in the mid lane. If we look at mid lane, Doxa just hit 6 just before Camillebot was able to even react to it. Like, I don't even think Doxa realized she was 6 until like the last second.
Oh, is that poison gonna burn down? No, it's not. Just barely surviving on next to no HP. Camillebot playing a risky game.
Yeah, absolutely. And something I've noticed with these last few patches is that we're starting to see a lot more early fights, and both in all in Rampage, Dominant, and Champions League. So all over the place. There's just so many early fights that it's hard to cast. Like, we're just trying to keep up here.
It's hard to keep up, but then at the same time, it's fun to cast. You have this constant action, and I'm sure as hell it's fun to watch too.
Yes, exactly. And we're starting to also see a lot of the games end a lot sooner as well. So, like, that's exactly why some of these crit champions in the bot lane are starting to fall out of meta. Not only is their items more expensive, but the games are ending sooner, so they're not even getting time to build those last items.
Yeah, and if you really think about it, if these games were to go long, crit skills 100% way better. You can get a guaranteed 100% crit, get some extra true damage. The Infinity Edge is little with the true damage as well, but none of these games are going long enough. And taking a look at this Zaya's itemization, we talked about, if she's going to go that Essence Reaver or not. She is sitting on that BF sword right now, so not too sure what she has going for just yet.
BF Sword is definitely more one of those flexible items. You can build into a multitude of things. You can build it into Essence Reaver, I believe. You can build it into Storm Razor as well. So, looking at both of these teams right now, Hooked Esports, not only are they behind, but they definitely hang on a second.
Ooh, Landon going to use that Unstoppable Force very quickly to get himself out. Another Jim Gantor gank up in the top lane.
Yeah. What I was saying about latency of games is that looking at these two teams right now, Hooked Esports, they definitely, not only are they 3k gold behind right now, but they're going to have to wait until later on this game if they want to do anything.
Ooh, very nice Alpha Strike, going to keep him alive for now. That's going to be ultimate as well. Donald is on the run, turning around with the smoke screen as well. Clannon is over this wall, going to throw that Q for the slow. That's just going to be the end of that fight.
That's exactly what I was talking about. A lot of fights. It's very hard to color cast, because as soon as you start wanting to talk about one thing, there's another fight breaking out. But looking at this team right now, not only are they behind, but they got that Zaya, they have the Vladimir, they have the Master Yi. They're going to need a lot of time to scale and try to close the gold lead here.
No, but you always do have to remember, one good team fight, especially with the Master Yi, can easily be the turning point in a game. You get that Yi rolling, and he will not stop.
Yep, I completely agree with you, Cats. Alright, so we're starting to see the game slow down a little bit here. Looking at the spot lane right now, this is kind of what I expected. I expected to see an O2 Recon right here, and I expected to see Afternoon get a couple of kills. Because, like I would mention before, every time Recon goes in, he doesn't exactly have a way out. Even when Master Yi was in the ball lane, sure, it's the Afternoon got melted pretty quickly, but all it took was that half a second.
Oh, there's Petrifying Gaze. Gonna get the stun on Camille Bot. Oxa.
Oh, boy.
Not enough damage to follow that up.
Yes.
Once again.
All it takes is half a second for Afternoon to be out of that Recon stun, and then all he has to do is just do Q or EQ or W, just get that burst on Recon, and he's just got completely deleted. So, if Phoenix Main wants to go in on these two, he's definitely going to have to make sure that at least one of them are going to die. Because if he goes in, he's probably going to get himself killed as well.
About just consistently being shoved out of his lane as well. Look at the CS. It's 55-90 right now. Doxa is so far in the lead.
Yes, this is another thing that I've noticed with this matchup in my experience, is that Cassiopeia has a lot more push potential than Vladimir. Because sure, Vladimir can Q like once every 6 seconds or whatever it is, but Cassiopeia has a constant shove with her E. The E is never going to be off cooldown.
Ooh, Clannon gonna get disarmed here. That's gonna be the ultimate coming through. Unstoppable Force is still available. And Doxa might be in trouble here. He's gonna flash very quickly to get himself out. Hemo Play gonna do a little bit of extra damage. Feather Storm down to the bottom lane as well. Donald's just gonna walk out though.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I was talking about, how Master Yi is not exactly the best at ganking. Especially when you don't have many lanes with CC. Like, Vladimir has no way to lock down that Cassiopeia. If anything, Cassiopeia has ways to lock down the Master Yi and the Vladimir.
Oh, they're going to be going in deep. That's going to be the stun. Donald going to have to blow that flash, keep himself alive, but 0526 is going to pick up the one already. Camillebot is trying to do what he can to stay alive. Unstoppable Force is available for Cleanan if he wants to try and save his teammate. Camillebot still staying alive. Nice flash, keep himself out. But once again, another kill going over to the right side.
Woo-wee. All right. So, we've seen a lot of fights thus far, but something that hasn't really gotten that much attention is the CSing in this game. And if we look at this really closely...
Ooh, I'm going to have to stop you there because it's the Afternoon. It's in a sticky situation. He's got very low HP. He's going to go down, but look at that. That's the ultimate coming through. Peacods is just barely alive. Boo Busters is still up. And he might be able to try and turn, look for a kill, but he's not going to stay on back. Up in the top lane again. Just doing some stuff.
You want to turn this into a solo cast? I definitely think we're getting a lot of play-by-play action in this game right here. Now, I wonder when these teams are going to start prioritizing pressure over some objectives here. We already see the tier 1 fall in the mid lane, so if I was Joe Fury, I would definitely be trying to prioritize the Rift Shield or even the Earth Dragon.
Trying to prioritize one of those, maybe rotating your Cassiopeia up towards that bottom or the top lane. You know, she has so much pressure. She's so strong right now. Just put her in a solo lane versus that Malphite. There's nothing she can do, or he can do, to really stop this Cassiopeia.
Yep, absolutely. And we even see the Tab Eyes rush on the Malphite as well, and another Cloth Armor too. So if Cassiopeia and Aurelia were to switch lanes right now, I think that they would just absolutely dumpster over these guys, because Cassiopeia is just so fed. She's got 2 levels on Malphite right now. She's got a full item completed, the Archangel Staff. Got a Blasting Wand on top of that. You don't need to build boots on Cassiopeia. And she's got a 55 CS lead, on that Vladimir right now, which is worth a couple of kills in itself.
We talked about getting those objectives. That Mountain Dragon is going to get secured, but it looks like he's going to gank up here in the top lane. 056 is still alive, but he's going to get the disarm onto 1. Alpha Strike coming through, Unstoppable Force as well. Donald's going to pick up the kill, but Doxa is going deep in the middle lane, chasing Camille Bot all the way down to the bottom lane now. Oh my god, it's a fight everywhere.
Oh boy, this is exactly what I was talking about. We got a fight in the top lane, a top fight in the mid lane. And look at this, Cassiopeia is already pushing for that tier 2. He's not quite going to be able to get it, but just getting that pressure all the way there. But she's got no vision in the top side right now, and we just saw Master Yi in the top lane. So I definitely think she's over welcoming her stay.
She might be just a little bit too aggressive, or is she? She's turning around, looking for another Q. Camille Bot's going to go down to the poison. Donald is going to get hicked up by that Q as well. A powered E is coming through from Doxa, and like we said, this Cassiopeia is huge. Doxa is playing nuts.
Exactly what I was talking about, Champ Select. I'm going to keep talking about Champ Select, Champ Select, Champ Select. We got Jewel Fury, so much snowball potential. Even on the Aurelia, which we're not quite getting to see because she's not getting in that many fights. But Aurelia, Grace, Cassiopeia, Brand, all of them are such snowbally champions. So we see here in Malphite, he's not getting a chance to do anything.
Phoenix Main is looking to go in. Not going to catch the afternoon with the quickness, though. No one else with the grand entrance either. Alpha Strike onto those Krugs, try and help himself out, but that's going to be a flash forward. That's the Western Plane. That's going to be the smoke screen coming through as well. So much damage. The heal is so much. Donald's going to get popped up by that passive, though. Solar Flare is not going to connect from Boo Busters. Phoenix Main and Pickwads are going to be able to get out for now. Maybe not later.
Flash forward to the mid lane right here. Look at Doxa just getting so much pressure on that bottom. There's nothing he can do. She's just completely ignoring the minions, completely ignoring Camille Bot's damage. She just does not care. She's got that blue buff. She can spam her abilities all she wants. She's just going to end up taking that tier 2 tower in 15 minutes. And
oh, look at this. Oh my god, Camille Bot's gone? Nope, maybe? Oh, might be a little... Nope, he does. He does have a Serious Embrace, so even if he did take another tower shot, he'd be able to live.
Yeah, he definitely was not going to die there, although it definitely gave us a little bit of a scare. But look at that. That tier 2 gone mid solo by Cassiopeia.
That's 15 minutes into the game.
15 minutes into the game. If we were to flash back one season right now, I bet you every turret would be up.
Every turret would be up. We'd be like 30 CS into the game. Oh, they're...
Absolutely. Like, look at this Cassiopeia, just 2-0-1. She's got almost 10 CS per minute. Got 2 turrets. Losing those 2 mid turrets right now, it's so much more than you think. Not only are you just getting gold for those turrets, but they have absolutely, Hooked Esports has absolutely no pressure on this map right now. We see the tier 1 gone in the bottom. We see the tier 1 and the tier 2 down the mid lane. What I would really like to see right now is sending 056, not once, but twice, going down into that bot lane and trying to shove out the tier 2 in the bot lane right now while everyone else goes in the top lane. But look at this. Doxa is just so strong right now. She's confident enough to 2v or 1v2 the Pequods and Phoenix Man in the bot lane.
Yeah, and I feel like she definitely has the ability. You know, talking about pressure, you could just look at the minimap, look at the vision that is put out by the red side. They just have so much pressure, especially towards that bottom side, setting up for this Rift Herald now, picking up that Scuttle Crab. 056 has disconnected, and we're into another pause.
Oh, I like breathing breaks. We've had a lot of talk in this game. There's been a lot of action. Now, something I was just about to bring up, which you beat me to the punch, was this vision. You look at the ball lane right now, we see 3 control wards in favor of Joe and Fury right in that bottom lane right now. And then we also see that vision line moving towards the jungle of Hooked Esports. So they're definitely playing this vision game really well. We only see 3 control wards on the map right now, but every single person aside from it's the afternoon on Joe Fury is
Uh-oh.
control right now.
Doxa's not in a good... Oh! Petrifying Gate's not going to connect.
I don't think Doxa's gonna lose sleep over that one. I think that she still has the kill potential, even without petrifying gates right there. And look, this is exactly what I was talking about. We see Doxa handling that bot lane right now. And look, the rest of the team's gonna take that Rift Herald, and if I were them, I'm running to top lane right now. I'm dropping that Rift Herald, getting that tier 1. Who knows? We see all the people on Esports in the bot side of the map right now. They might even be able to take a tier 2.
Yeah, you know, Danwell is on that red buff. There is 2 in the bottom side. From, you know, Hooked Esports bottom lane, and they are just slowly moving up towards the top side. But there's not much that is able to be done. They're really so strong. I don't know if they can even try and force a fight and save these towers.
Yeah, I'll fight. There's nothing he can do. He can't even walk in XP range of the main center underneath the tower. He walks up, he's just gonna get completely clapped.
Here we go. Doxa's going in. He's going to try and stay alive. There's the barrier. There's the Seraph's Embrace as well. Doxa going to be able to survive. 056 is going to disconnect once again, and we're into another pause.
When your Rift Herald DCs, Graves says in all chat. Oh boy, yeah, I was wondering why they weren't popping that Rift Herald right there, because I would have definitely thought that was a good time. But yep, that all makes sense. 056, another disconnect. So I believe it's 3 pauses for each team, correct?
Beats me.
Oh yeah, so that's right. I forgot you're into casting with Risen Esports, but yeah, so I believe that we have 3 pauses for each team, and I think that is 1 pause for Hooked Esports and 2 pauses for Joe Fury. So hopefully 056 will be able to get their connection under control here, because with 1 more pause left, they're just going to have to play the game out, whether he's AFK or not.
All right, and there we go. I think he has reconnected, and we'll get back into this just momentarily. But, you know, the driver's seat is all in Joseph Fury right now. That made sense. Joseph Fury is in the driver's seat right now. Almost 10,000 gold in the lead at the moment. So much of that on Doxa. So much on that in this bottom lane as well. You look at this brand 4-2-0. Has that Leandri's working on it and has that Riley's Crystal Scepter. There's so much damage. Of course, Aurelia even is getting huge herself.
Exactly, and looking at this leader, you mentioned the 10k goal differential as well as the turrets across the map. Looking at the turrets, Joe and Fury's turrets are very healthy and they haven't lost one all game. So it is all up to them right now. It is their responsibility to decide whether they want to win this game or lose this game. Because looking at Hooked Esports, there's not much they can do to turn a fight. Like, Joe and Fury really has to mess up a fight for them to lose it. They could even miss some ultimates maybe. Completely play horrible in positioning, and they'll still come out with a win in the fight just because Hooked Esports has very little kill potential aside from the Master E. And we just saw Master E try to go against the half HP Cassiopeia in the ball lane right now, but he couldn't even do that just because of that Seraph's Embrace and barrier was able to keep her alive, and she still had flash up worst case.
Still has that flash up. Was able to blow that barrier, so that was a summoner spell going down, but is the summoner spell really worth the life? I don't think it is, at least. Jim Cantor is looking to see what he can do. It's actually pretty big on this Graves as well. A lot of CS. That's going to be Lewis and Blade going to connect. Going in pretty deep on the Camille bot. Slow Flare not going to connect. Clan is going to flash away from that one. Not going to connect the root there as well. Doxa is going in pretty deep on 2 pet quads.
Look at this. Doxa just completely disrespecting Hooked Esports. There's nothing that they can do to stop her. She doesn't care. She's just like, next challenger, please. Let me get more kills.
More or less at this point, there's really not much that they can do to stop Doxa. This Cassiopeia is so strong, and she's only going to get stronger.
Absolutely. Now, looking at the ball lane right now, we see Rakan starting to move away from the ball lane, but he's just sending for some vision. He's going to come back. And they still have the Rift Herald. Who knows? We might even get the privilege to see the Rift Herald dance at the end of the game.
Maybe. Hopefully, actually. Good old Shelly giving us the dance.
Shelly is my spirit animal.
Is she?
Yeah, she has a special place in my heart. I remember the first patch when that Rift Herald change originally happened. The first game I played, I got the privilege of seeing the Shelly dance at the end of the game. I was like, wait a second, does this happen all the time, or is this like a bug? Like, what's going on here? Like, what is Ryan doing? Like, the Rift Herald is just dancing, and we just happened to end like that quickly. So
the Heralds.
Whenever I see that Rift Herald dance, I always think of that moment.
Harold's broken. That's all you gotta say. But that is
Oh
going to
yeah.
be another Mountain Dragon picked up for the side of Joseph Fury as well. That's going to be 2 to their name. With this Cassiopeia, Graves, and the Brand, they can shred through this Baron as well with 2 Mountains.
Oh my gosh, they just do so much percent health and true damage right now to that Baron. They have 2 Mountain Drakes. Honestly, Leona and Cassiopeia could probably just 2-man Baron right now. If they really wanted to. If they move all those pink wards that are in the bot river towards the top side of the map, clear up that vision in the top lane, they could honestly just 2-man Baron. They have 2 Earth Drakes. They're doing 12%, I believe, extra damage, just true damage towards the Baron. So they would just be able to annihilate through it. And Master Yi is just gonna go up there and try to clear some vision himself. But if I was, sorry here, if I was JOF Fury right now, what I would really like to see is sending 056 down in that bot lane. Who knows, maybe even send Cassiopeia as well in that bot lane right now. Just get the pressure, because if you put one of them, it's gonna force at least a minimum of one person, if not 2 or 3, just to deal with the waves pushing down there. Look at this. We see a 5-man bot right now. So they're just gonna completely go for it. They're just saying, you know what? Forget Baron. We don't need Baron. Drop that Rift Herald. Let's see if we can get this inhibitor and maybe even some Nexus turrets if we get a nice fight off.
As soon as that teleport comes through, Herald instantly gets dropped. Teleport coming in from Planet as well, but I don't think that's going to be nearly enough. There's going to be the Predator. Nice unstoppable force, going to catch 2 on the other side. Doxa is getting really caught up. He's getting actually pretty low. Going to have to flash away. Petrifying Gaze is going to be there as well. Jim Cantor is going to go down to the backline, but that's already 2 kills going over to the side of Joseph Fury. That's going to be nice. Solar Flare going to connect on to Phoenix Man. The triple kill coming in from 056, and this is looking like it's going to be the game. And we might see Shelly dance.
Come on, Shelly, I believe! Don't lose all your health on this turret! Oh, nope, she's good. That's something that we also saw a couple of patches ago. It's the buff to Shelly. We saw that she's starting to lose less health on each charge onto the turret, and she's also doing more damage on the turret, but the only change that we really saw there, there's the Shelly dance. wait. There it is! Go Shelly. Shelly gets my MVP this game.
Yeah, but pretty dominant game for the side of Joseph Fury. Able to pick that one up in a clean 22-minute game with only 4 deaths to their name.
Yeah, exactly. And we mentioned earlier how these games are ending way faster than normal. And look at that, 22-minute game, and what would be considered pro play here is 5v5. We see 22-minute game. That doesn't usually happen that often, because usually these games are lasting around maybe 30-35 minutes. They're not dragging out completely to an hour, because these teams know how to end games. But look at this. Phoenix Main is only level 9. Losing the game without even getting that second rank on your ultimate ability, that's a really feels bad man right there.
Yeah, it's not something you ever want to feel, but definitely when you're playing. It's rough to lose that. You got to see if they're going to be able to bounce back, if they are going to be able to come back with this next game, or if Joseph Fire is going to be able to pick this up this second game as soon as they can. We'll be right on back once we are into this next match.
And we are back. Quite the action-packed game one we had from Hooked Esports and JOF before there. We saw a brand Leona in the bot lane just completely take over the game. We saw Cassiopeia just completely dumpster all over Hooked Esports there. So I'm really excited to see the second game. I want to see if anything changes. I want to see if we see these meme meta picks that we are starting to see in the bot lane once again. And let's get right into it.
And we're getting into it, and we're getting through these ban phase pretty quickly. Pretty confident on the bans from last game, especially Fire. That's going to be the Rengar, Lucian, and the Nidalee, the Ivern, and Vladimir, and they're going to take away Bran this time.
Yeah, I would not blame them. I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I would definitely not give JOF that Brand Leona ball lane again. We just saw how it just completely took over. Like, I wouldn't want to go against that again, would you?
I mean, I feel like they could have definitely done something versus it, but just the Leona in the Zyra Khan was too much to deal with. The Zyra Khan, I just feel like, is not the proper pick that you went into that, especially with Ezreal was open until the very, very last rotation. This is what I'm talking about. This Ezreal is probably going to get locked in here.
Yep, not surprised to see Ezreal at all. I'm surprised that Ezreal made it as far as he did last game into the ban phase, being the second round pick. But look at this, the Darius pick. What do you think? Is this the Darius in the top lane or Darius on ADC?
They do have an Ezreal picked.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? Scratch everything I just said. For whatever reason, I thought they were on different teams. Never mind. And now that we're starting to see this Graves pick here, JOF is starting to get their exact same team composition they had last game right here. If they want, they can even pick up Cassiopeia.
Yeah, there is that option to pick up Cassiopeia once again. That is going to be the Graves, the Aurelia as well. You know, kind of just a very similar comp. The Cassio is open, and I'd expect it to get locked in. I don't see a reason for it not. It's Zyra instead, and I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot of Zyra in the mid lane this patch too, surprisingly enough. But I would still assume that it's Zyra support. It hasn't been too popular in the mid lane, so I'd like to see what happens here. But who knows? Maybe Afternoon really likes playing mages on the AD carry role. This is our ADC. We don't know. Poor Hooked Esports here has to deal with that. Now, I'm really interested to know if JOF with Jim Cantor here, if he's a really good Ivern main, because that's twice the Hooked Esports banned Ivern in the first round.
You know, and it's not like Ivern we've been seeing a lot of play recently, and really in anything. It could just be the Draven, or not Draven main, Ivern main. You know, we're talking about with some changes to the jungle. You know, a lot more junglers are viable, and I guess Ivern kinda, maybe, possibly. You know.
Yeah, we saw an Ivern buff 2 patches back, but it wasn't enough to do anything to shake up the meta. Like, yeah, he's been played a tiny bit more, but not enough that teams would prioritize the ban, not only in the second round, but the first round, twice in a row. And looking at Hooked Esports right now, yep, getting rid of that Cassidy, getting rid of Leona. They are not having any of that this game.
They're not having it, but of course, that is the Zyra already locked in, and there's plenty more champions that they kind of could draft that are a little bit similar. You know, instead of that Cassiopeia, you could draft something along the lines of Ryze, or Syndra, or Orianna. You know, anything very, very strong control mage.
Yeah, looking at Hooked Esports bans there, the fact that they did Cassiopeia and Leona as the final 2 bans shows that they don't know where Zyra is going. They don't know if it's on support. They don't know if it's on mid because they banned both roles there. So looking at Hooked Esports pick right here. Hang on, we got a couple more seconds here, and we're gonna see a Braum pick. So yep, seeing that famous Ezreal Braum in the bot lane.
But it's the Ezreal Braum. It does actually offer a little bit of extra pressure and kill pressure in the bottom lane if they do want to look for it. Winter's Bite, and of course the Mystic Shocks do proc the concussive blows, so you can get a stun off of those very, very quickly. You can auto attacks. Be interesting to see what this support pick for Joseph Fire is going to be.
We got a Veigar pick as well. But, I mean, hey, that could also be flexed. We don't know. Who knows? Maybe this is an Aurelia ADC. And then they haven't locked in their top laner. This is the problem with the meta right now, is that anyone can be played everywhere. Look at that. What do you know? It's the afternoon coming out with the mage carry role again.
But is it going to be the Zed? Question here. And it will be. Wow.
Okay. So Graves is the jungler. We know that.
That's it?
Looking at this right now, I don't know. It's probably Zyra jungle for all we know. But looking at Joe Fury's team right now, if I had to take a guess, okay, I think we have Aurelia in the top lane. We have Graves in the jungle. We still have Zed in the mid lane. And then afternoon is either on Zyra or Veigar. Now, it's honestly a toss-up in between because I've seen SC Afternoon play a lot of Veigar in the past. So who knows? Like maybe it's not Veigar support and it's Veigar ADC, but it could also be Zyra APC and Zyra support. Like we just don't know, and we'll find out once we get to Champs Select. But they're definitely playing a lot of mind games with Hook Esports right now, because if I was Hook Esports, I would be losing my mind right now, just trying to think about, okay, what this pick means absolutely nothing because we have no idea what lane it's in.
We really don't know. This could be anywhere. Fire could really put most of their champions anywhere. In this current meta, it is wild. You could have that literally. You could have a Zyra support. You could have a Veigar support. For hell, all I know, you could have a Zed support. It could.
You could have a Zed top or early ADC and maybe Veigar's in mid lane. We've seen the Bruiser meta. What if it's Zyra or Aurelia in the bot lane, Zed top, and then Veigar mid? Like, we just don't know. The only role that's really locked in here is Graves in the jungle. And looking at these two comps right now, we got Hooked Esports, just completely standard team, and then Joe Fury is just completely nuts. We have no idea. We got two completely different ideas here. Now, if we look at more of a classic standpoint here, Hooked Esports probably has the better comp. We got the Braum as real lane, really solid. You got the Lee Sin early game on the Graves, also really solid. You got the Rise synergy with the team as well. Darius is doing Darius stuff, but it's like, what can you even predict anymore? We just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, there's that consistent damage coming out of Hook, the strong team composition with the front line, with the dive potential in the Lee Sin onto the back lane of Joseph Fire. But looking at how this meta is and how the draft Joseph Fire is, this could be just a hard snowballing game like we saw last game.
Exactly, Cass. Last game, we saw tons of snowballing champs from Joe Fury. We saw Graves, Aurelia, Cassiopeia, and Brand. Leona, not exactly a hyper carry champion, but definitely makes room for the hyper carries to start popping off. When we look at this game, Aurelia, Graves, Zyra, Veigar, Zed, every single one of them can hyper carry a game. Every single one of them. I don't care what you tell me. Even though Zyra is probably the least hyper carry of them all, if she gets far ahead enough in lane, she can completely dumpster a whole entire team if she rushes Rylai's and Leontres. But they don't have a tank, though. Once again, Aurelia is the tankiest champion that we see here, so definitely we're going to expect Joe's Fury here to try to get that snowball lead early like they did last game. But if they're not able to do that, I definitely think there's room for Hooked Esports to come in.
And moving away from the full team comps, let's take a quick look at each of these matchups. We've got 056, that's going to be 2 times, versus Clannon again. That's going to be the Aurelia Darius matchup on Aurelia once again. How are you feeling about this? It's a little bit of a different matchup than Next Malphite. There is more kill potential for Clannon this time around.
Yep, absolutely. Aurelia is definitely going to have to go for those quick trades. She needs to Q in, W Darius's Q once he tries doing that to get that damage resistance there, and then just try to stun as well. She has to go in and out quick trades, Q onto him, do a bunch of damage, or get that stun, and then Q to a minion to get out. She cannot go for those extended fights, because if Darius gets his 5 stacks on Aurelia is in big trouble, even if Darius doesn't have 6, because that bleed is just going to keep on adding up and adding up and adding up, and all it's going to take is Darius to get one more auto attack on Aurelia just to reset that, and it's just going to keep going tick, 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 and before you know it, Aurelia's just going to die. And looking at Champ Select right now, we see it's the afternoon is on Veigar, so you have the Veigar AP carry.
That is Veigar AP carry, Zyra support, and Doxa on the Zed in the mid lane. Of course, Graves and top side. And this is going to be interesting. Once again, it looks like it's going to be 3 teleports, though, for the side of Hooked Esports. It's going to be 1 on Darius, 1 on Rise, and then 1 on that Ezreal. Going to be double for the side of Joseph Fire, with 1 on Veigar and 1 on Aurelia.
Yep, absolutely. Now we see a lot of teleports in this game, so that means that the split pushers here are going to be doing a big role. We got Darius going to be split pushing, or Aurelia going to be split pushing. So there's definitely going to be a lot of rotations in this game. And honestly, if neither team is snowballing early, I think these rotations are going to be enough to decide the game.
It's gonna be all about that early fighting, early brawling. Once again, you've got Jim Cantor on the Graves, but you have Donald on more of a brawler. Uh, I'm sorry, a brawler champion with this Lee Sin instead of that Yi this time. Maybe some early fighting on the Scuttle could put that snowballing in favor of Hooked Esports this time around.
Yep, I'm assuming he was not happy with that fight level 2 on that Scuttle Crab. He's like, you know what? He locked in Graves again. Let me just pick a champion that's going to be able to contest Graves. And great, even though Lee Sin is still one of the best early game junglers, Graves still is going to give him a run for his money because if he's able to kite really well with his E, getting close to Lee Sin just is going to buff up Graves' damage even more. So looking at these lanes right now, though, we got Afternoon on Veigar, Boobusters on Zyra. I think they're going to be able to shove in bot lane a little bit faster than Ezreal and Braum. That is once Afternoon hits level 2, so he's able to get that W and start shoving it in. So if they're going to be fighting over that bot skill again, it's going to be really tricky. It's going to be up to this bot lane and this mid lane as well on who can shove the lane faster and go help with that Scuttle Grab fight, because something tells me we're going to get to see that again.
Yeah, and I did mention It's the Afternoon had brought teleport. Actually swapped that to heal at the last second here, so that's going to be the heal on Vigor instead now.
Yeah, exactly. I do think that was definitely a smart move here because Veigar is extremely immobile, and we have Ezreal's mobility. And all it's going to take is Braum to land one Q or one auto attack on It's the Afternoon, and Ezreal's just going to go right in and try to get that stun off. And so he's definitely going to need that heal to be able to survive that.
Yeah, the heal is just going to be so crucial.
Now, something that we haven't really talked about is this matchup in the mid lane with Doxa on Zed and Camille Bot on Rise. Now, I would not be surprised here if Camille Bot opted for sorry, I'm forgetting the rune class. Inspiration. If he opted for that inspiration path and then even got a stopwatch early just for when Zed does hit 6, he won't have to invest 600 gold for a stopwatch. So if I was Camille Bot right now, I would say, you know what? I'm not killing this guy early. I just got to make sure he does not kill me because I scale a lot harder than he does. I'm going to be doing way more damage in team fights. So I'm just going to get that Seeker's Arm Guard early and make sure he's not able to kill me.
All right, and we are done with the spectator delay. We're going to be loading into game number 2 between Hooked Esports and Joseph Fire. And looking at both these team comps, after that first game, we really didn't expect the outcome. But what do we think's going to happen?
Oh boy, I love how you put it on me.
I'm always going to do it. I'm always going to do it. Tell you that right now.
Oh boy, is it because I'm smarter or is it because you're afraid to be wrong?
Yes.
Yes, just say yes.
That's my answer.
All right, so looking at both of these comps right here.
Just give me your prediction. That's all you got to do.
All right, I think that both of these comps have about an equal amount of scaling, equal amount of mid-game and early game pressure as well. So if I had to pick solely on the compositions here, oof. I'm going to have to go with JOF just solely on the fact that we saw them being able to snowball early. And if they're able to snowball early again, they're just going to completely take over this game.
Yep, and we are loaded on in. Let's introduce both these teams once again. We have Joseph Fury. Oh, actually, I can't do it. Let me edit the seed real quick. I have these two switched around.
Yes, absolutely. You always got to remember that they switch sides. That's happened before, where my co-caster and I were casting for the wrong teams because we forgot that in game 2 they ended up switching.
Yeah, let's not make that mistake this time around.
And we're gonna see both teams go into the ball lane. Neither team going for that line of scrimmage here. Oh boy, it looks like we're getting an invade from Hooked Esports here, but I don't think that Joe Fury is aware of the situation right now. They don't know that they're in their jungle because they don't even have any wards set up. And we see a ward in the river right now. So what I'm assuming is going to happen right here is that Joe Fury is just going to go back towards the red buff through the river. And then there's going to be a little bit of a hoedown going on right there. And then
Yeah, we might see a
if they're
big
gonna win
fight.
this push or just walk into the river. Here we go.
They definitely spot him out here.
Mhm.
This afternoon's gonna walk up. He's gonna connect with the event horizon. Gonna be going in pretty deep. That's the root going down. Clan is gonna have to flash away so quickly. Sonic Wave not gonna connect either. But my goodness, that's gonna be the flash. Fun from Clannon, but
going to be a flash down on Darius right there. But I don't. Is that really worth it though? I mean, 056 is definitely going to have to take advantage of that and punish him. Otherwise, it's not going to be worth it because we see Ace the Afternoon started E. He's going to have no damage level 1 whatsoever. And then even level 2, the EQ's not that much. And we already starting to see Phoenix Man Pequod's starting to take advantage of that, knowing that he only has E up, and they're going to try to cheese him in this push.
they're looking for the cheese. That's going to be Winter's Bite connecting. Stun already coming through. Concussive blows are there. Nice root from Pequod's. Going to connect, but not going to be anything too special. Event Horizon's going to be there once again. Phoenix Main is going to get caught up in that. Nice little Mystic Shot going to be there. Jim Cantor trying to walk up, trying to do what he can. Another Mystic Shot Pequod's and just poking him over and over and over. And this is exactly what the side of Poke Esports wanted.
Yep, and I really, really like Dan Mall's rotation right here. He said, you know what, I'm not going to go to my other buff. I'm not going to farm chickens or wait for Scuttle Crab. I'm going right to his blue buff because they just saw Graves starting to walk towards that fight in the ball lane. You spotted on that ward in the red bush right there. And then now he's just going to be able to pick up Graves' blue buff for free and then even grab that top Scuttle Crab. And if he's fast enough, he might even be able to walk right through mid lane down to the bot Scuttle Crab because we see Rise shoving in Zed.
Yep, and it's going to be all about the Scuttle Crabs in this early game fighting. Of course, we talked about it once. We'll talk about it before. But that Scuttle Crab has already got secured by the Lee Sin.
Yep, and it looks like Jim Cantore just became aware of that. He walked in the river, saw that, and look at this. Lee Sin already on that Scuttle Crab. Just walked right down there. He's going to hit level 3, and I would really like to see him walk mid lane right now. Just saw his W burn. So if I were him, I'm grabbing that Scuttle Crab. I'm walking right towards mid lane. Telling Rise, all right, hey, I know you're low on mana, but look at me. I'm level 3. I'm even level with Zed. I have red buff. I have blue buff. We can completely stomp this guy and at least burn his flush.
The possibility is there, but I think Camille Bot is just looking to shove in one more wave back, get his tier, and TP right back to lane. It's kind of like the average play you try and do on Rise. Back very early. Not going to connect with those shurikens there. Another Winter's Bite going to go into Boo Busters.
Yes. Now, something we also have to be aware of is the fact that we just saw that those Tier of the Goddess nerfs last patch.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
The cost went from 750 to 850, and that's actually a lot more than you think because on these early waves, you're not getting that much gold per wave. You're maybe getting around 70 to 80 gold per wave. So that means you're going to have to stay for an extra wave. If not, if you don't get the full wave, you're going to have to stay for 2 waves just to get that tier.
Bannon might be in trouble here. Does not have his flash available. Actually going to pull 056 right under that tower. A little bit of extra damage. Only 1 tower shot, though. Not going to be nearly enough for any kill pressure.
Yes, absolutely. Now, looking at both of these junglers right now, if I was Jim Cantor, I would do exactly what he just did. I would be trying to get that Aurelia ahead on Darius because, like we mentioned last game, all it takes is 1 kill in the top lane for that snowball to start happening and to start rolling. Hang on a second. What do we got here?
Oh, Camille Bot's going in deep. Sonic Wave not going to connect. It's going to hit a mini instead. Going to be able to flash away from that slow. A little bit of extra damage.
Yep, and now that we see the flash gun on Zed, I definitely think that there's that kill potential there because we got that point-click CC from Camille Bot, just being able to get that W on Zed, put him in place. If Zed burns his W before that gank, that's an instant kill because he's got absolutely no way out. Now, another option for him there is for Lee Sin to start camping in the bot lane because not only does this Afternoon have no mobility whatsoever, we saw that flash happen early on from that cheese level 1.
All right.
Boy, we're starting to see a lot of trade action in the top lane.
Lee Sin's working its way up there as well, but I think 056 is sniffing it out. Gonna back off and channel his recall. Head back on base.
Ooh, beautiful, beautiful trade there from Doxa, landing that perfect combo with his W into his E to get that slow on Rise and land the double shuriken there. Just proccing that electrocute. That's exactly what you want to do every time, as I said.
And here we go, the farm down the bottom lane. You're gonna let this Veigar try and get some stacks going.
How many stacks is he at? Are we able to check that?
Yeah, let's just click them. 18.
18? Is that it? Oh yes, 18 stacks. Now, that's a little less than you would want 6 minutes into the game. I mean, I guess 18's okay, but like I mentioned before, starting that E on
Oh,
Vigor
this is
really
risky.
taking away the damage opportunities there.
056 taking a really bad trade there. Even though he has this really big item advantage, a Sheen to simply a Ruby Crystal, the extra damage that Darius can do once he gets those full passive stacks is insane, and he's just completely disrespecting it, not going for those short trades, going for a little bit more of a elongated trade.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. How 056 cannot be going for those extended trades because that's exactly what Clan wants. Clan completely excels at top laners trying to go for long trades because the majority of the time you're not going to be able to kill him that fast.
Oh, there's the death mark coming in. Camillebot is on the run. That's going to be the ignite going down. Is the shield coming through as well? Is the ignite going to burn him down? Death mark going to pop. Camillebot just barely going to stay alive.
All he needed was one of those shurikens to hit, and that would have been enough to kill him with just a shuriken alone, let alone the bonus damage from the ultimate. Oh boy, almost got him there though.
Almost got him, but not nearly enough damage for that kill. Camillebot's going to escape just barely with his life.
We're starting to see a little bit of BM and ult chat here. We got Rise flaming the Zed saying sick bug, and then Zed's like, what? And now we got Rise saying you went high up into the sky. Oh boy, so maybe he's not complaining, maybe he's just laughing. Because I guess on Rise's screen, we didn't quite see it there, but Zed just flew into the sky.
Anyways,
back to League of Legends.
I've been looking back at this game. You know, we're just continuing to farm back and forth. There's really not going to be much. It's funny just to look at the builds of the red side here. Just the double tiers coming through already. This just excels how my solo queue games plays. Just shows exactly how.
Honestly, props to Doxa Korea here, over here. Oh my.
Oh, that's gonna get secured by Jim Cantor. Glennon might not be in a best situation either, but he's gonna get pulled right back on, and maybe it's 056 in the bad situation actually.
056, he did his full combo there. He should have just left it at that. There was no reason to Q onto Darius after you just did your entire combo. So what are you gonna do after that? You're gonna do maybe some auto attacks there, but guess what? Now Darius gets to Q you, he gets to W to get even more auto attacks on you, get that slow on, and then once you try to get away, he can pull Aurelia as well. So that was really risky for 056 to go back in there, especially after she just did her full combo, because she's not gonna win those extended trades against Darius.
You do gotta remember, Jim Cantor was on his way up and was actually able to blow away Landland's flash. So that's going to be a Darius with no flash, and he has shoved up Fury aggressively if Jim Cantor does want to roam on down. Deathmark is available. He might try and go in onto Camillebot here. No mana for him. Daniel is looking for a gank in here in the mid lane. That is going to be the Dragon's Rage Sonic Wave immediately coming out. First blood! Going over Daniel. Very well played. Jim Cantor is looking for a cleanup kill. Oh, very nice. Stopwatch going to keep himself alive. Jim Cantor going to get denied from that kill.
Yes, hats off to Daniel for being very patient with his abilities there. He didn't greed for a Q to try to get that little flashy Q play right there. He had the patience to walk up to Zed, knowing that Doxa was going to be trying to dodge that Q from Danwell. So that causing him to slow down his pathing, and Danwell was able to clear up that the distance there and just being able to R him, get him exactly where he wants, so he's getting that Q 100% of the time, therefore getting that kill.
Got that kill, and that is first blood. You know, we talk about a snowballing game and champion slot, but we sure do have a slow and pretty peaceful one compared to last game. Oh, but I mentioned that's the death mark coming out so quick on the Camillebot, but not nearly enough damage. He actually doesn't connect with any shurikens, and he is trying to chase him down for a little bit more damage. Jim Cantor has arrived. That's going to be the Realm Warp coming out from Camillebot, going to take himself out. Safety for now. Nobody else to come down to match him. He's just going to be able to run away. Or is he? Playing a little bit too aggressive, does have that flash available. Jim Cantor going to take a little bit of extra damage, but the speed boost from Phase Rush is going to be there as well. Camillebot's going to be able to get out.
Something that I've really noticed with Doxa Zed this game is that he really lands the double shuriken combo when he's just harassing the Rise, but as soon as he uses that death mark, he is yet to land a shuriken. And he's really getting punished for it, because if he's landing those double shurikens on Rise, that Rise is just going to pop with bubble wrap, you know?
Yeah, the Rise is just so squishy to play the game. Has that tier, has the Catalyst as well, is working towards his Ninja Tabi. I do believe has those round boots as well as some cloth armor, but not tanky enough to survive through Camille Bot. Jim Cantor might be in a bad situation here. That's going to be the Sonic Wave. The Dragon's Rage is there as well, and Jim Cantor is going down for the second kill of the game over to Dandel.
Yep, you're never safe in your own jungle against Lee Sin. We saw him get that early lead on the Graves when the Graves went to go fight the bot lane when Braum and Ezreal were cheesing the Veigar and Zyra, and then he's able to take away the camps and both Scuttle Crabs from Graves. And look at this, he's just completely snowballing off it. Sure, this yes is really close.
Oh, it's the afternoon. Gonna pick it up. Boo Buster's gonna have to blow that stopwatch, keep himself alive for now. Peacods is not gonna be able to finish him off either. Keep himself alive, and it's the afternoon. Gonna pick himself up a kill down in the bottom lane.
Absolutely, and you can tell that their map awareness is really, really good because they didn't have any vision in the bot river, but they noticed that Lee Sin was in the top lane off of killing Jim Cantor on the Graves up there, so they knew that they were safe, and then they knew that they were going to be able to have that kill potential without risk of a gank.
The potential was there, and they sure as hell took it, picking up a kill on his Veigar. And that's actually a very, very important kill to pick up. Finishes an entire Rod of Ages on that back.
Oh boy, getting a Rod of Ages at 11 minutes, that's not that bad. Because at 21 minutes, you're going to have a full Rod of Ages, and look at that. I honestly thought that if It's the Afternoon was going to get heavily camped this game because he burnt Flash at level 1, but hang on a second, we're not done fighting here.
I'll have a 2v2 here in the middle lane, or not. Just shoving in some waves, backing off.
Looking at the top lane, this is exactly what I expected. I didn't expect to see many 1v1 fights early that much, because I expected 056 to respect Clan's damage early, but look at this. Clan just gonna get that double proc on his Q, and he's almost done taking down that tier 1 on his own.
One turret's getting fairly low. Of course, that first tower gold is very significant.
Absolutely, and now we're starting to see JOF Fury here starting to get this dragon. We see the Danwall on the top lane, then alright, we can move towards this dragon, but...
Ooh, 056 in a sticky situation there. There's the Dragon's Rage as well. And we're going to pick himself up another kill. 3-0 right now. And the first tower up in the top lane. Traded for a Mountain Drag down in the bottom, but I don't think that's worth it.
Yeah. I definitely think that Hooked Esports got the upper hand there. Sure, they got that Mountain Dragon. That's going to be good later on there. But getting that first turret gold, getting that pressure down on the top lane, as well as that kill on the early. That's the first kill on early all game. Like, they just broke that stalemate in the bot lane. There has nothing has been going on in the top lane. We see a little bit of a stalemate, and that's kind of been just a little bit of a tie while everything else is happening along the map. But now that Darius has that upper hand on Aurelia, because Aurelia does not have the safety up and halfway through the lanes now, that's going to be absolutely huge for Hooked Esports.
And they are starting up that Rift Herald as well. Old Shelly might be making a return for us. Going to get secured here by the red side.
I don't quite think we're going to be able to see the Rift Herald dance this game, but
at least
we got to see it last game.
Going to be the ultimate, trying to clear the wave, trying to keep himself alive, but that is going to be the explosion going down. Boo Busters is trying to stay alive. Peaquod's doing what he can. Nice flash mystic shot. My God, Peaquod's getting a trade kill with a beautiful mystic shot, but is he really going to matter that much?
Well, Peaquod's definitely knew he was dead there. Try to get at least something out of it. Sure, he got the kill on Boo Busters. But what's going on in the lane right here?
Root's already been used. 056 is looking for that engage.
I definitely think if 056 had her ultimate up, that the kill potential on Camille Bot was definitely there, but unfortunately it was not available.
Still looking to do everything she can to try and get herself back into this game. Really not too far out of it. The Trinity Force is finished up for Clan in here. Actually, interesting buy on Darius. You don't see really Trinity Force on Darius that often.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really surprised as well. Normally, we're starting to see whether it's a Tabized Rush against a melee match in the top lane, such as Riven or even Aurelia, and then going into a Black Cleaver early on. But seeing that Triforce, he's definitely bloodthirsty. He wants those kills. Triforce is one of those items because it's so expensive. You really only want to go for it if you're going to try to hyper carry this game, and he's definitely looks like he's going for it. Look at that. Another beautiful shuriken trade from Doxa.
Yep, Doxa doing everything he can to try and poke this Rise out, then follow it up with the Death Mark and try and secure that kill. You know, It's going to be Rise, this huge assassin. But look here, we might have a death brush. It's the afternoon. Oh, no, he's gone. Oh, nice flash. Keeps himself alive, turning the damage around. Jim Cantor has arrived as well. Donald taking a little bit of extra damage. He does have his flash available. Gonna use it. Jim Cantor's flashing right on over. Realm Warp's gonna be there as well for the escape. Jim Cantor continuing to chase down Daniel. That's one auto attack. Is it gonna be another trying to get the kill? Down in the bottom lane, Pit Quads chasing down Jim Cantor, not able to finish it up.
Oh boy, that was a little bit greedy from Jim Cantor there. I think that I would have just walked away there. I don't think he needed to burn his flash. He didn't exactly have red buff or that much slow potential for Lee Sin, and Lee Sin's just gonna definitely be able to walk right out of there. Something I kind of want to take our attention to. Oh,
and there's the death mark. There's the triple shuriken. Camille bot. It's going down. Doxa with the solo kill.
I was actually just about to talk about that Rise. I was going to mention how hard it's going to be for Doxa to kill that Rise, because we see the Tab Eyes. We see the Catalyst of Aeons there.
Ooh, Doxa.
Health as well.
Oh
boy.
Really well played there by Dan. Well, he actually goes in with the Warthog. Oh, hold on a second. 056 going in deep. The exhaust going to be there. The Winter's Bite as well. Pit Gods on the run. Not in a good spot. The Glacial Fissure there as well. Going to get that kill secured.
Yes, the Aurelia ultimate got blocked at the last second of Phoenix Main's Unbreakable there. And that would have been absolutely huge, because if he was able to disarm Ezreal there, he probably would have been able to get out, because Ezreal would have been not able to attack there and just get free damage all over the Ezreal. Ezreal also not able to E away because that counts as an attack. Well played by Phoenix Man.
Yeah, ultimate going to get used down. That Arcane Barrage just used to clear waves pretty consistently. Payquaz will have that up just shortly. Oh, is there going to be able to interrupt this? Nope, they won't. Oh, but the Event Horizon's there. That's going to be a dead Darius. It's the afternoon to pick himself up another kill, and that's going to be a wasted Rift Herald.
Yeah, I think it was about to expire, because it's been approximately 3 minutes since they took it, so I don't think he had a choice there, but
Doxa.
It is still a waste, because they had the opportunity to put it down.
Ooh. Goodbye, Doxa. That's all I got to say to that one.
Yeah, there's no getting out of that one. Especially when you got no flash. But look at the top lane right now. They're going for the tier 3. They're staying. They're not backing off. They're like, we got this tier 2. You know what? We can get it third.
Doing a bit of damage. It's already down to about half HP. The Event Horizon collapses onto Daniel. He might drop here. Getting very low. Jim Cantor doing what he can. Ward Hop away. The Unbreakable and the Guardian probably going to keep him alive. Phoenix Main going to be there. Winter's Bite not connecting on to afternoon. But that top tower is about half HP.
One update that kind of went underneath everyone's radar is the update that happened to the Nexus and Inhibitor towers, as well as the Inhibitor in the base. So something that Riot has tried to change this specific patch is the amount of poking to the towers and backing off, because not a lot of the defending teams are getting a chance to recover from those quick poke sieges, because the turrets are taking such a long time to heal back up. So what Riot did to fix this was they actually buffed the amount of healing from 5 health per second on the turrets to 15 health per second on those turrets. So they kind of giving those defending teams a chance to recover from those trades, as well as saying, hey, you know what, if you're going to go for these turrets, you better get it, because if you wait long enough, that turret is just going to heal right back up.
It's going to heal right back up, and 5 to 15 may not sound too much, but it is very, very significant. You add that up over time, and that'll add up to a hell of a lot. Event Horizon gonna lock up too. They might do a lot of damage here. Camille Bot's gonna get popped so early in this fight. Boot Buster's gonna pick that up. Glacial Fissure gonna get 3. Arcane Barrage gonna connect on 3 as well. They're gonna be chasing this down. Nice stun on the Payquad's gonna stay him alive for the time being. One more auto attack. 050 is gonna pick it all. Look at the Thorns. The Strangle Thorns gonna get everything. Phoenix Main going back in. That's gonna be 4 kills. Sorry, no, not 4. That's an ace. The Jew. The blue side.
Exactly the fight that they needed. Look at that. That wave is crashing right at that bot tower. That was perfect minion wave management by JOF Fury. They had all of their waves aside from the top wave, pressuring right into the base right before that fight. So they knew that, okay, you know what? Worst case, we lose this fight, but guess what? They're not going to be able to take any of our objectives, because our minions are already pushing. And look at that. They're going to get the tier 1 in the mid lane. They're going to get the tier 2 in the bot lane. And look at this. They're even shoving for that tier 3. But what amazing wave clear from Camille Bot.
Just great engage there by the side of Joseph Fury. They're able to clean up House, the Stranglethorns, the Event Horizon, 056 going in so deep. Being able to stay on the pay quads and keep him out of the fight was so crucial to the side of Joseph Fury. And they're able to pick this up, able to get that tower and look for more.
Yes, absolutely. Well played. Oh, hang on a second. Danwell's not done here.
It's not done. Nice flash away to keep him alive for the time being. That's going to be ultimate as well. A little bit of push back. Smoke screen. Ooh, the slow just barely keep him alive as he's not able to connect the Sonic Wave.
Absolutely. And something I kind of want to bring our attention to right now is let's just look at that top turret for the red side right now. That turret was at 500 health when they were attacking it, all right? Now, just to put that in perspective here, it's currently healing at 1091, so it just doubled its health. So if this was previous patch right now, it would only be at 700 health, but now the turret is at 1100 health. So it is 400 health more healthy than it would have been previous to this patch. So that just goes to show you how if you either get it or you don't, because look, they have no pressure over that top lane right now. They're not going to be getting that unless.
Oh, Event Horizon. Look at the damage by the Unbreakables there. Stranglethorns coming through as well. Clan slowed up just a little bit as well. Not going to be enough to try and for anything too special. But the Unbreakable going to eat that Primordial Burst.
Yes, so now I definitely like what JOF Fury's doing here. They see, all right, we got tier 2 down in every lane. We're not exactly going to be able to handle Rise's wave clear. So
there's the Death Brush. Danwell falling for it, and he's going to go down. That sucks.
His own medicine. We saw Hook Esports do the Death Bush multiple times this game, in both the Tri-Bush on the blue side of the top lane and the Tri-Bush level 1 on the bot side on the blue side. And giving him a taste of his own medicine there. Like, you know what? They're trying to cheese us in those Death Bushes. Why don't we give it a shot? And look at that. He had no chance of getting out of that one.
They turn directly over to this Baron. Pequod's going to try to stay alive. There's the Death Mark flash instantly to keep himself alive. Shurikens! Oh, he's going to clean it up. Doxa picking up the kill with the auto attack. Camillebot's going to flash forward. The Realm Warp's going to be there as well. Smokescreen. Event Horizon barely not catching him. But the Baron is going to get secured for Joseph Fire. And that is insane right now.
Woo. Just when we thought Doxa was going to get completely outplayed by Pequod's there. Going for the ulti, then the perfect flash from Pequod's over the wall. Pequod's like, you know what? I'm going to keep going for him. I know he's low. I'm going to agree for this kill. Gets hit by the double shuriken. The third shuriken just barely out of range of hitting Pequod's, and then just gets completely popped. And instead following in for the last auto attack on Pequod's, getting that kill.
Yeah, but of course...
Baron, go ahead.
I was going to say, just of course, that was Camillebot going to blow his flash there as well. So that's going to be no flash on this Rise in the next team fight, which can be pretty big. You catch him out with an Event Horizon with one of those grasping roots, that could spell his death very easily.
Absolutely. Now, let's see how they're playing this Baron right here. What I would really like to see is, wow, they're actually just playing this game so well. They're playing exactly how I would be playing this game. I would like to see Aurelia in the bottom lane just trying to shove that. She's got teleport up, so if there's a fight elsewhere, she's able to go help. Graves is starting to get that top priority, so I would try to set up a little bit of a slow push there, but he's just kind of shoving in completely. And I'd like to see everyone else grouping together, whether it's mid lane or top lane. But it looks like that they're opting for that top lane push. So, yeah, if I was Zyra right there, though, I probably would have just dropped a plan, maybe a Q, try to chunk down that wave a little bit, get it slow pushing there.
Camille.
Now they're gonna just shove in this top lane completely with the Baron.
Just have that Baron buff, and it's going to be both top laners in that bottom side trying to go for that split push pressure. But this Baron it's timing out. I mean, I wouldn't say it's timing out, but it is going past its time. Boobuster is walking up very aggressively. There's the Stranglethorns, not going to connect with the knockup on anyone, but too aggressive for my taste.
Yeah, we see that the Baron buff is already 2/3 done, and that's actually a lot if you think about it. What have they done with this Baron so far? They got wave shoving.
Ooh, look at this, 056. My God, he gets the kill. That's the top lane inhibitor going down as well. Jim Cantor connecting that final auto attack, Sonic Wave on to Afternoon, but the Event Horizon there is able to zone him away for the time being. Mystic Shot not going to connect. And
oh my gosh. All right, so looks like that they end up having mid shove anyways, but that's kind of like what I want to talk about. Oh,
Oh, look at that. Primordial Burst. The Event Horizon catches Danwell out, and he's going to go down for his sins. And they could be looking to end this game. JOF Fury is looking for a dominating 2-0 after a little bit of a sketchy start in the beginning of the game. Might be looking to finish this one out. 056 is so big right now, connecting with another stun on to Phoenix main. Arcane Barrage, no, not going to secure any kills as Dox is laughing in their faces at this point. Event Horizon going to lock up Clan, but that is the tower going to go down.
it looks like they're just gonna opt to back off here, saying, you know what, we got enough from this push. Let's just go secure that Infernal Dragon. We got a lot of gold. Let's just get a reset and then go down mid and end the game. Because now they have priority in both the mid and the top lane, forcing them to react to that. Otherwise, the minions will just completely end the game. So if you have one in the top, one in the bot, there's a maximum 3 in the mid lane. So if they said all 5 in the mid lane right now, they're just going to completely shred that mid turret. They got an Earth Drake as well. They're going to shove that inhibitor. There's only one tower keeping that Nexus alive right now. We also talked about earlier in Champs Select how JOF Fury here, they're definitely more a snowball team, and if they can't get that snowball early, they're not going to be able to pop off. But look at this. We saw Danwell's Lee Sin completely take over early game, but for whatever reason, it's the afternoon. Was able to completely stop on Braum and Israel in the bot lane, and then even Doxa just going for those 4-man dives on Braum and people out to the bot lane, just completely taking them out of the game.
And at this point, they are just running down the mid lane, looking for towers where they can get him. Clan is actually going to lock him up for now. There is going to be a Glacial Fissure across the back line. Nice kick is going to push Dox into the back, but that's already 2 kills going to go down. Going in deep, there's Deathsmoke as well. Dox are going to go down, but 050 is going in. And I don't think there's much more that Hooked Esports can do. Camille Trot trying to do anything he can. Stopwatch going to be there as well, keep himself alive, but these minions are crashing in. This middle inhibitor is going to go down here as well.
The game is all in.
Oh, the flash!
He's going to get one!
He's going to get one, but the Event Horizon's there. The Stopwatch is there as well. Jim Cantor is going to get that kill. Ending the game 2-1-11, hitting these towers. 9 seconds on the Darius. No time to really respawn, but their Nexus is going to collapse as well as the series. JOF Fire is going to pick up this series 2-0.
That was quite the series there. We saw 2 very distinct compositions there. We got one more classic and not original rather, but more standard with the, the Israel Braum in the bot lane. You got the Rise there. As they said, typically what we would normally see, and we saw something completely different with the Veigar Zyra in the bot lane. And look at that. It's the afternoon with the 2 niche picks and the 2 successful carries. Honestly, I gotta give the hats off to It's Afternoon. We've never seen anything like it in esports thus far until this patch, and he just completely took over the game.
Yep, and of course, congratulations to them picking up a pretty dominating 2-0. Bit of a sketchy second game, a little bit of a rocky early game, but they are able to pull it out and pick up this win. Congratulations to them.
Absolutely, and as we wrap up the stream here, I would just like to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching it thus far. It was my pleasure casting at this game with Cats here. Cats, any last words?
Nothing. Thank you for casting with me as well, Frez.
Yes, I enjoyed it. I look forward to casting with you in the future.
Yep, I hope you have a good night.